Hello and welcome to this edition of the Business Spotlight. My name is Reza Kodis from Action Coach, and I'm delighted to be joined today by Phil Davies of Magway, who are a sustainable logistic company. And so welcome, Phil, to the show.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Good to meet you. So Phil, to get things started, I want to go straight into the questions and, tell us a little bit about yourself and the business that you represent and, how you got here.
So I'm Phil Davies. I'm co-founder of Magway. Got a young family, love business. This is my first startup. Very much enjoy innovation, creating new concepts. And everything about Magway was all about, looking towards a sustainable future for my kids and for their kids and for future generations. So we're doing something that's never been done before. If you go online and look at our videos, you may sort of draw an analogy with the solution. You'll have seen it in James Bond, you'll have seen it in the Jetsons. But we've taken it from the very start, the approach of seeing is believing, show, don't tell. And so we're building the system in our facility. And as we go along, we're turning non-believers into believers and supporters and turning the dial.
Yeah, wow, yeah. And I would advise anyone to go and have a look at your website and the things that you do. The videos is really fascinating and really kind of cutting edge. So what inspired you, Phil, to start this business or your own business, and what kind of challenges did you face in the early stages?
I suppose in my sort of recent lifetime, we've seen innovation and change to, in way things have been done in ways that have never been done before. Not just sort of recent sort of machine learning, artificial intelligence, but as when I went traveling not so long ago, I didn't have a mobile phone. There was no internet, or internet was just coming. My kids live their lives very differently, and I'm spending a lot of time online with online retail. I'm seeing the volumes of goods increasing on our roads. You don't need to go very far to see the impact that we've had on our environment, on our planet, and it's just not sustainable. So it's all about creating a decarbonized supply chain, moving goods, and more efficiently and sustainably, so that future generations can enjoy a life that we've also benefited from.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's close to everybody's heart these days, to make an impact in life. So I can see how that inspired you to start something like that. And so it couldn't have been easy starting something like this, right? What were your key challenges when you first started?
Yeah, I mean, we laugh when we're described. People describe us as a Silicon Valley company operating out of Northwest London. Looking at what we're proposing, it's the gutsiest proposition in Europe. Companies like ours don't generally exist outside of the US. They come along once in a generation, so it's a massive challenge. And when you're trying to do something that's never been done before, typically people don't believe it until they see it. So we've built all of the component parts within our facility. We've got brilliant engineers who are pushing the boundaries of mathematics and algorithms and programming. And our partners initially said it can't be done. We've shown them it can be done. So it's about belief, it's about persistence, it's about teamwork, it's about pulling together like-minded people who want to achieve something for the greater good.
Yeah, very inspiring. And so you know, obviously you've had challenges in the past. If you were to do them again, you know, what kind of learnings have you taken away, and how would you do things differently, I guess, if you wanted to do it again?
So yeah, we, having been through this entrepreneurial loop, you know, I recognize that it's a roller coaster ride. There's ups, there's downs, things do go wrong. I think not everything goes as you expect. So expect the unexpected. We need to, you need to believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to ask. There's a stigma in getting those. That's part of the journey.
Yeah.
I think that it's very easy, or it's very hard, it's very difficult to sort of have this work-life balance, but you need to look after yourself. You need to take time out. Generally, nothing is that important that it won't get done, and you need to build a team around you and in the organization, and recognize what I'm not good at, what other people aren't good at. We very much focus on we focus on people's strengths. Nobody has it all, and we recognize and understand what those strengths are, so we can go to those individuals to benefit from their strengths, and then we can identify others who can fill in on the weaknesses, or let's call it the gaps in the organization. And so we can collectively move along this journey step by step by step, and always remember to celebrate those little wins and have fun along the way. That's really important.
Yeah, I think those are some great shares, actually. And so obviously recruiting the right people, key to your business. Is a high-tech business. You need very smart people, I'm guessing, to operate and to come up with ideas. But how do you approach the hiring? What kind of qualities do you look for in employees when you're hiring in that kind of environment?
We want people who buy into our vision, buy into the dream. The dream could take you a long way, far further, go a lot further along than sort of complimentary gym membership and healthcare benefits, which we also offer as well, and determination and resilience and dedication, and also team players. That's really what we want. We're not looking for individuals who've got everything. People who recognize their strength, recognize other people's strengths, and aren't afraid to try things out. We don't expect, we're only going to learn through, and be innovative through trying stuff out. And not everything will work, but as long as it doesn't, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's amazing that all the things you described are about personal qualities and attitude, and not necessarily the skills. I'm sure the skills come into it, right? You need to have the right skills, but
that's a given. That's a given. If they need to be brilliant programmers and engineers, etc., etc. But it's culture sits at the heart of our organization. That's the hardest bit to replicate. If you think about the amount of the billions of dollars and the hundreds of thousands of people that went into putting, to the NASA space program, putting them out on the moon, and elsewhere on the other side of the world, there were similar amounts of dollars of people trying to, get people into space. It's replicable. You can't replicate culture.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree 100%. And so you talked about having a work-life balance a little bit. So I'm just going to ask you about how do you make sure that those two things happen? Because as a busy entrepreneur, there's a lot to do, and sometimes there's not enough time to dedicate to your personal life. So what's your secret?
It's not a secret. It's impossible. so inevitably something has to go, and you don't always get it right. And it's about just taking. Don't set yourself up a challenge to complete an Ironman or a marathon because that's maybe not going to happen. But if it's a 30-minute walk or just having a break, taking, making a commitment to go to the kids' play, or taking, walking. I walk my son down to the bus stop every day. That's my commitment.
Yeah.
We go to whatever plays, and I don't manage to go to every single play or every single assembly. But I do make an effort to go to those that I can. And also it's important to have an amazing partner. My wife is also is a working mum. And she's a great support. And it's difficult because it's like having another child. And my wife didn't bear this child.
Yes.
It's not her child. It's almost an adopted child. So it's a tricky balance. But she's
a demanding child.
It's a demanding child. But she's it's important to have an understanding and supportive partner along this journey.
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely.
easy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And but you obviously you consciously so you're aware of it, consciously take time and do as much as you can, right, when you can do it.
Absolutely.
And so outside of that, what we find is when we look at entrepreneurs and successful people, they tend to have habits and they tend to have routines that actually help them along their journey and make them successful. Are there any kind of habits in your life, in your working life, in your personal life, that you think has attributed to your success and that you're willing to share with us?
I think I suppose I over the course of my career, I would recommend, as I said before, definitely don't be afraid to learn. Just talk to people. When I go into a room, I like people, and you don't know where these serendipitous conversations will go to or will lead. So you need to put yourself out there. You need to be willing to take rejection, willing to accept and know. And always, going to a meeting, don't close doors. It might not be right for an individual, but I always leave it open and say, if you meet somebody that might be interested, please let me know.
Yeah.
And also, I'm also very much of the view to pass it on. So if I meet somebody and I can introduce them to somebody, without their necessarily any agenda, no expectation that they will do something for me, I will make that introduction. I'll pass on and try and connect people, because it's all about connections and conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, actually. Putting yourself out there, making connections, and doing things for others that eventually will come back to you. Yeah,
just makes for a better world, if nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are the plans for the future? Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years, maybe a little bit longer, 10 years?
So our immediate focus is getting a Magway system, a pilot, into the ground. I'm very much on that show, don't tell. And so we have a number of pilot proposals currently on the go. And those are on private client sites. So it's within the gift of the clients to give the go-ahead for Magway systems. Longer term, it's a scalable solution. So there's no limit to how long we can make Magway. Magway operates horizontally, it operates vertically. So we're positioning it as an alternative to conveyor belts, so offering the benefits of both conveyor belts and trucks, but it's fully autonomous. It uses significantly less energy to move the same mass of goods. So ultimately what we want is a national network of Magways, and then potentially an international network of Magways to improve the efficiency and sustainability of moving goods around the world. The initial systems, as I said, are on private dedicated systems with a focus on moving bulk materials. So in heavy industries, and heavy industries are accountable for a significant proportion of CO2 emissions. So it's a really good place to start, and it's generally at the start of the supply chain. and or at the end of the supply chain where things are being recycled. So in the UK, for example, we've been very successful with landfill taxes and carbon taxes, encouraging the recycling of extract from construction sites. And so we've got one use case that wants to move several 100,000 metric tons of dirt from one location to another location, and ordinarily would burn several million tons of diesel. We can do that entirely from renewables, autonomously, securely, safely, and it's a very strong proposition.
Absolutely. Well, do you have anything else to add? So any upcoming events, announcements, launches of the products that you, or any questions that you wish that I had asked?
Yeah, ordinarily we're asked when we'll be able to see Magway in the field. We're hoping to have a system up and running in the next 18 to 24 months on one of those pilot sites. And if anyone's going to be at Move at Excel in London, next month we're going to be speaking there, presenting Magway with a panel and on stage, and we've also got a stand. So please feel free to come and see us. I think it's 21st to the 23rd, 22nd of June at Excel in London. So please hop along and see us there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, I mean, wow, you have you have an amazing product and an amazing ethos about the business and the way you want to help the future generations with what you do. And I really wish you every success in trying to get this thing off the ground in the next 12, 24 months and getting an actual installation. Really enjoyed our conversation. I think
great talking.
It was great insights and shares that I think everybody would find useful. And thank you very much for today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice meeting you. Nice talking to you. Take care.
Great talking to you.
Thank you.